Here's a little thing. You've probably seen some of these. Little power bank. It's basically a little battery that you charge up and fling in your car or your briefcase or whatever. And then you can later charge your smartphone or tablet or digital camera or anything else that has a USB charger on it. And you know, there's other ones that have got like little solar panels that are like this, but they're a lot smaller than this. Oh, that smudge, it's canola oil. I got my greasy fingers on it. But yeah, it sort of surprised me when I looked at the price and the capacity. Okay, this is lithium polymer, which it says there, which you probably can't see. 7,400 milliamp hours. In other words, 7.4 amp hour. But the price, $30 for 7.4 amp hours. Now I realised something when I was in buying, when I used to have a lot of grief in the early days here with a certain mongrel who used to run a shop and recently won the Australian Award for the 79 franchises, and I am so pissed I'm going to write the CEO about this. I am really pissed about it. But this particular bloke used to sell batteries and he'd put all his returns back on the shelf and all that, and that's one of the biggest things that caused me the most grief. I think it is the biggest thing that caused me the most grief when I was sitting up off grid, was this mongrel putting return stuff back on the shelf. But when I look at this, 7.4 amp hours for $30, that's more or less the price of these deep cycle sealed lead acid batteries that I was getting off him at the time for my hot water system. And so it's good to know that, I don't know about lithium-ion, but at least lithium polymer is seriously coming close to within lead acid prices. And this sort of begs the question to me, when are we going to be able to buy lithium-ion or lithium polymer batteries, which, by the way, take 97% of the charge put into them, so they aren't inefficient charging, they don't lose charge with self-discharge sitting there on their own. You know, I've had ones that I haven't charged for 6 months. I've put on the charger, they've been charged literally within about a second and a half again. That's lithium-ion batteries. And lithium polymer I don't think is much worse, but it really begs the question of the really bad figures of electricity retention and the fact it's got a self-discharge that can be quite alarming with sealed lead acid, and yet here we are with lithium polymer at the price of sealed lead acid. How long is it going to be before I can buy a charge controller designed for lithium polymer batteries and lithium polymer batteries for a solar system, and all of a sudden I don't lose so much power out to a essentially couple of 100-year-old battery technology, and I retain a lot more of the power that I get from my panels, henceforth allowing me to use more power because there's not stuff being lost in any conversion rates or sort of, you know, rates between charge in and actual battery charge held or self-discharge. So that's an exciting prospect that I think you know, it might be feasible. So, you know, there might not be a real market for it now, but I think 5 years you may see it happen, and 10 years you'll definitely, I reckon she'll be on the ball in 10 years. It will be out of the way with all the sealed lead acid and the lead acid batteries, and we'll be using stuff like lithium polymer and retaining so much more electricity out of our solar systems that we can use a lot more appliances than we formerly did. So yeah, it's a bit of food for thought, and I hope to hell they do it.